Yeah, something. It's more like a trout, but it's not a trout. Oh, it is a trout, yeah. Well, a tiny trout there, first fish on the river Frome. So there's life out there. Let's see if we can get some grayling now. So we are on a stretch of the river Frome in Dorset. This is the first time I'm fishing this river. I've heard stories of huge grayling being caught from this river. Apparently there's a smaller number of grayling, but the sizes you catch, the average size is generally higher compared to the other southern chalk streams like the river Test and the river Itchen. So I think the British record grayling probably came from this river as well. I'm not sure, but I think I've heard or read about that somewhere. So yeah, like I said, first time on this river. So the first fish I had just a few minutes ago was that brown trout of that swim that I was fishing upstream. I haven't had any touch at all really since that fish. The river it's a much pacier river, I think, compared to the other rivers I fish, like the river Test or the river Itchen, or maybe it's just this stretch. So just a few minutes ago I spoke to the bailiff here, and he did mention that there are only a few deeper runs here. All the other swims or other areas of this stretch are like the river facing through the gravels, and it's much shallower, really maybe 1 or 2 foot deep in most of the sections, and yeah, much faster. So I was struggling to trot the float down, especially when using the center pin. If the flow is too much, like you struggle when you use the center pin reel. But yeah, I've now reached the bottom section of this stretch. The very end of this stretch, there's a good deeper bit of river, deeper and slower. So yeah, the bailiff mentioned that's a good spot for grayling, and yeah, he was fishing with maggots, I think, and he said he lost a good one just before he left. So that's the swim. That's just downstream here, which I will try now in a few minutes if I don't get anything more from this swim here. So bait wise, I have maggots, sweetcorn and bread. I've been fishing with maggots so far, and I've only had that one brown trout. So I will switch to, or I have already switched to sweetcorn really. So let's see if that brings up something different other than the trout. Right, I've tried this swim for quite a few times now. There's been no touch, and I hooked something really small, maybe a small trout or something like that. And since then I've had nothing. I've switched to sweetcorn. I've had nothing on sweetcorn as well. So I'm now going to try that swim further downstream, which the baby spoke about. So he also did mention that he lost, not lost. I mean, he lost a grayling, but he saw a huge otter there when he was fishing. So yeah, I don't know how that's affecting the fishing in this river. So maybe that's probably the reason why I find too many fish. Compared to the river test or the river region, it's been really bright. But let's move upstream and have a look what we can find there. I've now moved on to this swim where this side stream it meets with the main river. So this is the bottom boundary of the stretch. So yeah, I can see that the flow is pretty stable looking ahead. So which means it's possibly a bit deeper and good for trotting, and it's not too pacey as well. So let's give a try here and see if we can get something. Yeah, like I said, it's nice trotting here. Not too pacey, not too shallow. So I think I can increase a bit more depth to fish here, really. Yeah. Yeah, there's something. I think that was trouted. That was probably a trout it pulled out. We'll try again in this spot here. It was not big anyway. Probably a small trout, I guess. Didn't feel like a grayling. It was on maggots, by the way. My stock of sweetcorn has finished, so. Yeah. Oh no, it's a walk, I guess. Well, I am now back upstream, almost where I first started. Unfortunately, the grayling did not show up in this trip. Yeah, I just had that one brown trout. I tried that swim where the bailiff mentioned is good for grayling, but didn't have any touch at all there. Normally, I would expect to get at least some trout in these swims, but anyway, he did mention there's another stretch of the river which is a bit more productive, so I might give that a visit sometime later in the week. So, well, for this video, yeah, fortunately that's it. We'll try again to find some grayling in the river in the new stretch at some point. Thank you for watching.